This branded quotation came from one short message in Claude. I gave it the client, the type of shoot, the date, and the price. Claude followed my business rules and returned a finished PDF for 180,000 Kenyan shillings. The painful part for most business owners is not creating one quote. It is repeating the same instructions, checking the same details, and rebuilding the same document every time a customer asks. Claude Skills are designed for that kind of repeated work. In this video, I will show you what a skill actually is, where to find it, the safest ways to add one, and how I use one focus skill for a photography business. By the end, you will know which repeated task in your own work is worth turning into a skill. 1. Start with the problem and not the feature. If you are giving Claude a one-off instruction, a normal prompt is enough. If you need background information for one ongoing piece of work, a project may be the better place for that context. But if you keep teaching Claude the same process across different conversations, that is where a skill becomes useful. A skill is built around a skill.md file. That file explains what the skill does, when Claude should use it, and the steps Claude should follow. The folder can also include examples, reference files, and scripts. Claude first checks the skill descriptions to see what is relevant. It loads the deeper instructions and files only when it needs them. For a business, that means you can package a real operating procedure instead of pasting the same long prompt every single time. The best skill is narrow. One clear task, one clear trigger, one result you can test. Once you have that task in mind, the next question is how to turn skills on and find them. Open Claude and go to Settings. Under Capabilities, make sure Code execution and file creation is enabled. Skills require this capability. From there, open Customize and choose Skills. This is where you can see the skills you created and skills from Anthropic. You can open a skill to read its description and instructions before you use it. For a custom skill, you can also edit it, download it, or try it in a chat. Do not switch on everything because it exists. Only enable the skills you understand and actually need. Now that the control surface is clear, there are a few different ways to get your first skill. The first route is to use a skill that already exists. Claude has built-in skills for work such as documents, spreadsheets, presentations, and PDFs. The directory also contains skills from Anthropic and its partners. For example, you can install a brand guidelines skill instead of inventing that structure from zero. The second route is to create a custom skill with Claude. This is the route I recommend for most business owners. Do the task normally first, get the result into a shape you trust, and then ask Claude to turn the workflow, rules, examples, and checks it into one focused skill. You can also use Anthropic's skill creator to help structure and improve it. The third route is the direct instruction form. You give the skill a name, a description, and the instructions it should follow. That is fine for a very simple procedure, but the description matters because Claude uses it to decide when the skill should run. The fourth route is uploading a packaged skill. That is useful when a trusted colleague or provider gives you a skill folder as a zip file. But do not treat a downloaded skill like a harmless prompt template. It may contain scripts, packages, or instructions that can access data or external services. I will come back to that safety check before we finish. First, there is one nearby feature people often confuse with skills: A skill teaches Claude how to perform a specific task. A plugin is a larger install that can bundle tools, skills, and integrations together. Look at this sales plugin. It contains several workflows, including daily briefings, call preparations, follow ups, and forecasting. It can also connect Claude to tools such as Gmail, Google Calendar, and Slack. So the simple difference is this: use a skill when you want to teach one reusable procedure. Use a plugin when you want a broader set of capabilities installed together. For this video, we only need one procedure, turning a customer inquiry into a quotation. This is Snapshot Photography, a fictional Nairobi photography business I created for this demo. The repeated task is simple. A customer asks for a shoot. The business needs a clean quotation with the right branding, price, deposit, validity period, and tone. Without a skill, I would have to explain those rules again or open a design tool like Canva and rebuild the document. With this skill, only 4 details change from one quote to the next: the customer name, the type of shoot, the shoot date, and the amount. Everything else is a standing business rule. The skill knows the default currency is Kenyan shillings. It knows the deposit split, how long the quote stays valid, how the service should be labeled, and the tone of the customer message. It also contains a script that produces the final PDF. That is what makes this more useful than saving one large prompt. The skill does not only remember what to say, it knows the process and can use the files needed to complete it. Now let us run the same procedure from a fresh chat. In a new chat, click on the /. Claude shows the skills that are available to this conversation. I choose snapshot quotes, then I give it the 4 changing inputs. Create a quote for a wedding on 2nd August 2026 for 180,000 Kenyan shillings. The client is Jane Doe. That is enough because the skill already holds the standing instructions. If I leave out one of the required details, the skill should ask me for it instead of guessing it. That behavior is important. A good business skill should make missing information visible. It should not quietly invent a customer name, a date, or a price. Once the request is complete, I submit it and let Claude run the skill. In the final edit, we cut the waiting time and move straight to the proof. Here is the finished quotation. It is prepared for Jane Doe. The service is wedding photography. The shoot date is 2nd August 2026. The total amount is 180,000 Kenyan shillings, split into the deposit and balance defined by the business. The document also follows the snapshot photography visual style. This is the moment where many people stop too early. Do not save a skill because one example looks good. Check the important fields, run it with a different shoot type, run it with a missing date, run it with an amount written in a different format, give it an out of scope request, and confirm it does not pretend that the task belongs to this skill. Then improve the instructions wherever the behavior is unclear. For this quotation workflow, I could also add a short customer message to send with the PDF, but that comes after the core quote is reliable. The useful order is narrow task, clear inputs, visible result, then iteration. Before you download somebody else's skill and repeat this process, there is one final check. Only install skills from sources you trust. Open the folder and read the instructions. Check the scripts and package dependencies. Look for instructions that send data to an external service or ask for network access. Anthropic's documentation names prompt injection as a major risk. That does not mean every third-party skill is dangerous. It just means you should review a skill with the same care you would use for any automation that can read files, run code, or connect to business tools. Start simple, keep the permissions narrow, test with non-sensitive data before you trust it with real customer information. That safety habit is part of building a reliable workflow. The real value of Claude Skills is not that they give you more prompts. They let you package how a repeated task should be done. For snapshot photography, 4 inputs become a ready-to-review quotation without rebuilding the process from scratch. Your first skill should be just as specific. Choose one task you repeat every week. Write down the inputs, the standing rules, the expected output, and what Claude must never guess. Then build it, test it, and improve it from real use cases. What is the first repeated task in your business that you will turn into a skill? Put it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.